Hello there, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, let's see the common problems of BMW N52 and N54 engines, which the most iconic model is the X3 SUV. Start from year 2004, the X3 series already has two generations equipped with different engines. As we already discussed about N20 and N26 engines in our last video, today I'd like to talk more about N52 and N54. So first, you can see the car models of the first generation X3 with engine E83. And then here are for the second generation X3 F25 engines. So let's jump on the first one problem. Number 1, the valve timing solenoid problem. The dedicated BMW X3 timing system is equipped with two valve solenoids, one for exhaust and one for intake. Basically, the exhaust and the intake are exactly the same part. Thing is, if you don't change the engine oil often and the oil is dirty, these valve solenoids may get clogged. Also, when the engine oil level is too low, it may lead the solenoids fail problems. These two valve solenoids control the camshaft variable valve timing. So if we neglect the valve solenoid valve problem, it will then affect the camshaft VVT and cause the worst problems. Whenever the solenoid valves go wrong, the check engine light will be triggered. When you diagnose the car, you will see the faulty code DTC2A82 or DTC2A99 with the problem timing solenoid. Majority car drivers seldom react with these solenoids unless they fail. The interesting part is the symptom of a failed valve solenoid is similar to a failed ignition coil or spark plug. Normally, the solenoid lifetime is around 70,000 miles, which means it's the ideal interval time to replace them. But if you can have a regular maintenance on these solenoids, it sure will be better the car performance and longer the solenoid lifetime. Our maintenance suggestion is to maintain the engine oil clean and keep the proper oil level. Some DIY friends also gave us a handy tip to maintain the valve solenoid, and that is to clean the solenoid periodically. The basic process is to disassemble the electro plug to get the solenoid out and use the brake cleaner to maintain them. One specific notice is to pay attention to keep the solenoid O-ring with the solenoid when you install them back, especially if you don't see them when you disassemble the solenoids. Remember to retrieve them first so you can use them again for later installation. Number 2, valve cover oil leak. The BMW X3 engine is prone to oil leaks. The oil leak is commonly caused by the valve cover gasket wearing or any cracks in the valve cover itself. Over time, the gasket of the valve may wear and age. Once the gasket is aged, the oil leak happens. Plus, BMW tends to use the plastic material valve cover, which makes the cover crack over time, because the plastic valve cover is exposed to a lot of heat and stress. These issues tend to appear on older cars, especially for the cars with more than 80,000 miles. Luckily, this is an easy job as you can just replace the gasket on the valve cover. The average cost is around $300 to $500 for the whole replacement, includes the parts and labor cost. Number 3, the oil filter housing failure. Also, the oil filter housing also fails often. The reason is similar to the valve cover, and it is filter housing gasket wears out. When the oil filter housing is leaking, the oil will drip down to the belt and it will cause the belt to slip off. Once the belt slips off, It is very dangerous as it may get caught by the timing cover and get into the engine. Oh no, none of us want our engine be killed. Either the valve cover gasket or oil filter housing leaks, you may see the extra oil dripping down. You may see the oil puddle on the ground beneath your vehicle. If you open the hood to check the engine, you may see the leaking oil around the intake manifold, or there will be burnt smell in the engine bay. Number 4. The failed timing chain guide. The X3 timing chain guide is designed to connect the crankshaft and camshaft with the timing chains, similar to the N20 and N26 timing chain system problem. These guides material are prone to break, so the mechanics now will recommend car owners to replace the N52 and N54 timing chain kit periodically to prevent the potential failure. The common symptoms of a value timing chain kit such like number 1, lack of power, number 2, loud whining or rattling noise from engine, number 3, rough idling and poor driving condition. Number 5, the cooling system. If you notice the puddle on the ground beneath your vehicle, you must check the engine. Either the coolant leak or the oil leak could be the reasons, and it may cause the bigger problems if you ignore it. Especially if your N52 and N54 engine is frequently overheating, it must have a value somewhere in your cooling system. The coolant reservoir for BMW X3 is tend to fail and have a leak. The reservoir itself is made in plastic and it may have the cracks over the using time. Meanwhile, the other frequent happen problem is the gasket along the radiator edge. Similar to the coolant reservoir, the gasket gets aged and worn over time. So, either the reservoir on the radiator valve will cause the engine overheating situation. Overall speaking, the X3 is a reliable vehicle in BMW series. Although the BMW X3 has the common engine problems, comparing to other car brands like Audi or VW, its transmission is extremely solid and trustful. Also, the chassis parts like the brake, suspension, and steering are very reliable. It is normal that when your vehicles get upwards of 100,000 miles, the oil and coolant leaks and the timing chain guide broken problems may appear. The best way to look after your vehicles with the regular maintenance, such like the frequent oil change, the O-ring or gasket, the spark plugs, and ignition coil replacement, can take care of vehicles well. Also, the preventive parts replacement can prevent the potential risks for parts value. Although the engine part problems always cross the mind when we talk about the X3, but as we keep talking in the video, as long as you pay more attention for the problems we mentioned above, all will be fine. Alright my friends, I hope you enjoyed today's video and I will see you very soon next time. Adios!